Niche or niche, no matter how you say it, the question everyone's asking is, do I need one in my photography business? Hey there, I'm Kendra Swalls, a teacher turned photographer and marketing coach, and today we are talking all about how to choose a niche for your photography business. Let's start with the question of what exactly is a niche and should you have one in your business? Niching down in your business means that you are getting very specific in who you serve, how you serve them, and what it is that sets you apart from everybody else in this industry. There are a ton of photographers out there, and you might be one of them right now, that are doing everything. They're a jack of all trades when it comes to photography. So why does getting specific about these things help you grow your business? It might seem really counterintuitive to say the more specific you get, the more likely you are to attract your audience, because it feels like you're funneling yourself into this little tiny niche of a market. But the reality is people want to know they can trust that you know what you're doing. And so when they come to you, they want to know this is exactly what it is that you do. This is how you do it. This is how you serve them in this specific way. And that you have the training and the time and the hours behind it that are going to set you up as an expert in that area. If you're doing all of these different things and you're not an expert in something, or you're not specializing in something, it becomes really hard to be known for something. And don't we all want that idea of like when someone says, I'm looking for a newborn photographer that does pose studio newborns, that they think of you first, because that's what you become the expert in. And that's exactly what a niche is. And the beauty of niching down is that while we think we're eliminating our audience by getting really specific, we're actually attracting more people. Because when you go really broad in what it is that you do, you become kind of vanilla. You're kind of like the vanilla ice cream that's just, okay, we'll take vanilla ice cream because it's available. But when you say, I'm going to be specific, I'm going to be Rocky Road ice cream, you're going to attract the people who really want that thing. And so while it can seem really scary, it can seem really intimidating, I promise you, trust the process. Niching down in your business is going to actually help you attract more specific clients. This goes for outside of photography too. When you talk about social media, the more specific your social media content is, the more likely you are to draw people into your account because they're coming to you for a very specific reason. When you think about your own habits as a consumer, if you need someone to come into your house and fix the plumbing in your kitchen, you're going to hire somebody who is a plumber, who specializes in that field. You're not going to just go and post something on Facebook and get random Joe down the street who's like, oh yeah, I've watched a YouTube video, I can fix your pipes, but I also can paint your house and I can build you a fence and I can run electrical wires. Like, you want to trust that the person you're hiring to fix those pipes in your kitchen actually has the knowledge and the background and the experience to back up the job that they're doing. Handyman Joe from down the street may give you a better price, but can you really trust that he knows what he's doing? And that's exactly why having a niche is so important. So how do you define what your niche is? A lot of times photographers assume that picking a niche means you have to be very specific in the type of photography that you do. I hear this a lot from photographers who are worried about niching down. They think, well, if I have to niche down to one specific type of photography, I'm going to miss out on all these other things. Because while I love families, I also love newborns, and I also love seniors, and I also love couples. You don't necessarily have to niche down into the type of photography that you do. So the first way you can niche down is by who it is that you are serving. So if you niche down to say, I want to serve families, the who of my business are families. You can get more specific and say families with young children, or you could say families with older children, or families with newborns. But if you're saying families, you can also just say, I serve families with children of all ages. And those families can look different, and they could be outdoor sessions or studio sessions or candid or posed, but who you serve is families. So you know exactly who you're targeting, and everything in your messaging is going towards those families. The second way to niche down your business is by specifying what you do. What is it that you do differently than everybody else? What is it that you're really strong and really good at? Maybe studio sessions are your thing. Maybe you are really good at the traditional backdrop, studio lighting, posed photographs. And that's what you become known for. And you can photograph anybody in that setting, but that's what you become known for. Or maybe your specialty is candid, black and white, emotional images. You can photograph anybody, any client in that style, but if your style, your what, is how you're doing it, it's the black and white, the emotion, the candidness of it, that's what sets you apart. The third way you can niche down is by how. How do you serve your clients? Maybe you decide that you're a film photographer, so all of your sessions are shot on film. Or maybe you're an adventure photographer and all of your sessions become a family adventure or a couple's adventure where you go out into nature or you go do something fun around your town, and that becomes what you are known for. You're known as the photographer who goes to the ice cream shop or goes and hikes up a mountain to get the shot. Whatever it is that you want to be known for, that is your niche. And so I want you to think about who it is that you want to serve, what it is you want to do for them, and how you want to do it in a way that's different than everybody else. That becomes your niche. That becomes a thing that when someone's talking to their friends and they say, hey, I really want to take pictures at the local soda shop. Do you know a good photographer? Your name is going to be the first one that comes up because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the person you want. She does an amazing job of doing adventure style photo shoots. Or if someone says, I really love like that black and white, really emotional photos. Do you know someone that does that? Your name's the first one to come up. That is the advantage of having a niche, is you become known for what it is that you do, and you are more likely for people to trust you and want to hire you because you have that area of expertise kind of in your pocket. So one of the fears I hear the most often when it comes to picking a niche is that there's this fear you're going to be locked into this thing and never be able to get creative or step outside the box. So a couple of things I would say to that is, one, nothing is ever set in stone. I have changed the niche in my business multiple times, but when I changed it, when my business grew and evolved and I fell in love with different things, I niched down to that thing. And so I became known for that thing. I became known for my wedding photography. I became known for my boudoir sessions. I became known for my brand sessions because I niched down each time. Now, the second part of this is people worry that they're going to niche themselves so far down that they lose all this other ability to go and shoot something different. What we have to remember is that our audience, while we still are the experts, while we are the experts in our niche, our audience sees us as just a photographer with a really nice camera. When I was a wedding photographer, I exclusively, everything on my website, my social media, everything was weddings. And yet it never failed that every single fall, I would get multiple emails from people asking if I shot families. And I would get requests for newborn sessions or senior sessions, or can you come photograph our pets? I got requests for all kinds of things, even though everything in my marketing was on that one specific thing, weddings. So while you are niched down to this thing, it doesn't mean you can't do other things. You can still go to photograph that really cool creative session you want to do. Or you can take on that client that asked you for a family session, even though you've exclusively said you do weddings, but you want the extra work, you want the creativity, you want something different. That happens behind the curtain. So we have what I call in front of the curtain sessions and behind the curtain sessions. So everything you're putting out into the world, everything on your website, your social media, your marketing materials, it's all front of the curtain and it's all your niche content. But what happens behind the curtain, that's where you have the client who says, hey, I know you shot our wedding and we loved it. We want to get family photos for our first Christmas card together. Will you do that? Or we have family coming in town for the holidays. Will you come take a session, do a session for us? Or, hey, we're going to have a baby. Will you do our maternity photos? And if you want to do those things, you absolutely can behind the curtain. But everything in front of the curtain is your niche. Everything in front of the curtain is showing what it is that you are the expert in. Everything behind the curtain is what you do on your own, for your creativity, or for the extra money, or just because you love that client. If you trust the process and you trust that niching down into something specific in your business, the who, the what, and the how of what it is that you do, you're going to see results. You're going to see people flocking to what it is that you do because they know that you are the expert. They trust in your ability to take care of what it is that you say you're the expert in. So I'm curious, does this make you want to niche down? Do you have questions? Do you already have a niche? Let me know down in the comments, and then don't forget to click subscribe so you get notified every time these videos come live. And don't forget to head over to Instagram and follow me at Girl Means Business. See you next time. you.